Good evening. Is there anybody there? I can't see me, but I think I'm live. Yeah, I'm just going to check on my phone that I'm here. Oh, looks promising. Oh yeah, look, there he is. What a guy. Yep, welcome to Ask the Plasterer. It's not Monday again, it's Tuesday. I had a really bad cold this last week and I've just about got over it. Started off with a runny nose and then it turned into a chesty cough, which was horrible and just felt pretty rough for the week. Felt quite a lot better yesterday, feel a lot better today. Not better enough yesterday to do, I was too tired to do Ask the Plasterer. But tonight, yes, it's another Tuesday. Another Tuesday Ask the Plasterer. With me, Eric the Plasterer. Plasterer in southwest London for the last 38 years. Got any questions you want to ask me about plastering? Just far away. If you haven't got any questions you want to ask me about plastering, I'll talk to you about anything tonight. You can have a nice beer. Hang on. And yeah, I treated myself to some quite nice Johnny Walker Black Label whiskey, which I never used to be too keen on blended whiskey as opposed to single malts, and until I had a drop of that, and I thought, you know what, that's not bad at all. Evening, Richard. Evening, Mark. Got your feet up, mate? Got the old logs in the burner now, I should think. You were stuck in some traffic today, mate. An old, was it Storm Debbie? Was it? Storm Debbie was having a laugh with the water yesterday. Oh dear. Right, excuse me while I open the beer. Right guys, I'm just chilling. Okay, just chilling tonight. Chat about anything. Your jobs, the weather. Next May. I've booked the hostel already. I looked at the flights, EasyJet, and it was a typical. Oh, it's what was it? Yeah, £30 one way. Plus, you want to use the indoor toilet and have a bag bigger than a hat to put in a locker above. That's another 45 quid each way. It still ends up being a couple of £100. So I didn't book that. I looked at the sleeper, the old Caledonian sleeper, as it pulls up right by the booking office, and that was still 225 quid for that. And I think that was one way as well. And after I went up to the fringe on that, although it was nice to have a bed for the night, it was a bit more bumpy than I remember on that line. So I'm probably looking at getting the fast train, which takes about 4 hours. I just get on it during the day and zoom down there. Time 4 hours soon goes by. You can look at your phone, you can read, you can do all sorts of stuff. I'm never going to be driving to Scotland again anytime soon. So that's definitely my preferred form of travel. But to get I think to book a fast train ticket for next year, you can't start booking them until 12 weeks before, which is about February the 18th, to try and get a deal. So if you think they're getting the train, depending where you're coming from, if you jump online around about the 18th of February. I was thinking trying out extra time on a big set. Oh, every time, mate, go for it. Extra time, I love a bit of extra time. I mean, it's only a few years back, I never used to touch the stuff. Even in some of a video that I've done, an old one, of, they're all old ones now, aren't they? Sorry. My whole stairs and landing one, like the big wall. up the stairs. That was before I'd got a speed skim then, but that's before I'd ever used any additives at all. And when I watch myself doing it now, I think, how did you manage to look so calm and relaxed while you were whacking that on up and down the stairs? But it went like a dream. And now, if I was doing that wall again, I'd panic if I didn't have any extra time with me. I just must be getting slower as I get older, or just, I don't know. But yeah, Richard, stick a bit of extra time in it, mate. Give you an extra hour of work time, workable time. Beautiful, beautiful. Right, where was I? I was opening the beer, and I thought, oh, it's here. Cheers. Oh. That's lovely. Is that the first? No, I'll tell a lie, it's not the first beer I had since I've had the cold. Well, welcome to the Boozer, boys and girls. Yeah, just chat about anything you like tonight. Includes plastering, obviously. Especially for anybody that new that might want to ask a ask a plasterer anything. Not on the money anymore, mate. Danny, well, yeah, it's meant to be, mate. Yes, I had a bad cold this week, and last night I was still feeling more tired than rough, just really tired, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to be a right misery if I went on there last night, or in here last night. So, and I know the Monday a couple of weeks ago was a Tuesday as well. I think I was just really that was round. Yeah. Anyway, it was I'd been busy and I was tired. So was that round about my daughter's wedding? I can know the weeks are starting to whiz by again now. But I still got plenty of jobs coming in, which is good. One of my old customers that used to live in Croydon has moved to Paddock Wood in Kent. And but he said he'd rather wait for me to come and do it. So if I'd be willing to drive to Kent, but at the end of the day, it probably can take just as long to drive anywhere, jobs-wise, if you get stuck in traffic. So why not? That's the bathroom. It was a bathroom ceiling initially, but now he has actually got the whole bathroom out. There's a fair bit of work needs doing there. Prior to that, I've got another fairly nice job, but the job's nice, but the parking isn't. I'm going to have to illegally bump up a massive pavement, hopefully be able to get up this quite tall curb to the entrance of this house, which is right by a bus stop as well. So that's Monday, that one. So that's going to be fun, Monday and Tuesday. Might even run into Wednesday. I'm not sure. Depends how well everything goes, but hopefully not. So yeah. Danny, oh mate, everyone's been ill lately, me included. Yeah, it was a bit rough, mate, wasn't you? I don't know what you've had. I've just had a bit of a cold. I think it's that, you kind of think you're tough and your old immune system can handle it. But what I did do last week, I had I had a really busy week, and then on the Saturday I forced myself to get out and do the park run. Evening, Jordan, to get out and do the park run, and it was soaking wet and raining, and so I got soaking wet. And then afterwards I jumped in the car, but I dried off in the car with the blowers on, waiting for me mate so we could go for a sausage sarnie up the cafe. And apart from being tired, I felt alright, but then it was just a couple of days after that the cold kicked in, so I think it's better. I ran myself down working too hard that week, and then went running in the pouring rain on Saturday. But I can still do 5k without stopping, so about 5 minutes slower than normal, which isn't good actually. but yeah, it's only because I hadn't run for ages. Jordan, any tips using the mesh when skimming? I bedded it in my first coat. Have odd areas flashing through slightly. Yeah, no, that's what I do, Jordan. I put the first coat on the wall when I'm using it, and I bed it into that. As long as you're getting it quite flat, you shouldn't have any issues with it like bubbling up anywhere. If you do, your best bet, and you can't kind of straighten it out, the best bet's probably to score it and kind of overlap on itself. and then your second trowel, your second set, your second coat should cover that. No problems at all. You just got to be careful you don't scrape off more plaster than you're putting on. But I only use that mesh if a wall's really badly cracked, but it's still quite solid. But again, I hadn't used that in most of my career, so now only certain circumstances I wouldn't start charging extra and putting it on all my jobs, because it's like anything else, it's just more time consuming, and yeah, you don't want to spend too much time doing this stuff on the trail. Hey, evening, me old mugger. Oh look, your test video on the old your pull test thing. That's not quite finished yet, mate, is it? I'm looking forward to seeing that. Me and at least 17,000 other people. So sort it out, Kirky boy. Sort it out. Ah dear, but yeah, that would be good. Jimmy's Building Services. Evening, mate. Nice to see you. I say I normally do this on a Monday night, don't I? Well, every sort of fortnight or so, but well, if I'm honest, you know me guys, I get a bit slack. Yeah, I'm a bit tired, I don't feel too good. I think, nah. I mean, yeah. I don't want to let you guys down, because that's, you know, I know we're just sitting here and have a little chat. Don't do anything crazy. And, yeah, and it's no good calling your whole channel Ask the Plasterer now, and not giving people an opportunity to come in and ask me some questions. And as ever, as I say, if I don't know them, the answers, a lot of the other guys will, and if they're not sure, we can ask Kirk. Because he's been plastering since he was about 5. Oh. I don't know what it is with this software malarkey. I've got 2 screens. I've got you guys there, I can see everything on here, but the other one that's going kind of was meant to be the live stream, it's just got a bloody one of those swirly balls in the middle of it. And normally when it's working properly, the screen pops up on there as well, so I can see it's all working okay. But when it's just black like that with a little swirly ball in the middle, I never know if it's working properly, which is why I have to check it on my phone. Matthew, any tips on patching lave, mate? Yeah, I try not to patch up lave if I can help it. It purely depends how well the lave is fixed. If you've got enough thickness there, mate, I generally tend to screw a bit of board into the lave and then put bonding over the top of that. But yeah, if you are gonna put bonding over old lave, you need to give it the wooden laves a really good coat of something. I would have used in the past the PVA with sand in it, L's grit is what I like to call it, and let that go right off and put it on there. But if you have to be so careful with any kind of timber, even the metal laves expand and contract as well, and depending on the size of your hull and what plaster you're using, you can still get issues with it. So generally, if I've got the laves there, but I've got the thickness, I'll whack a bit of board in to roughly fill the hole and cover most of the laves, and then put the old gear over that, bring it to the right level, and then skim the whole lot, because I hate patching things in. I've lost quite a few jobs where someone's had a chunk of lave and plaster fall down from the ceiling, and I've sort of said, look, I'm not going to patch that up, because there's a good possibility that the rest is all loose, and at some point that'll come down. My new patch will stay up there, but I can't guarantee the rest of your ceiling. And if I don't want it boarded over under those circumstances, then I'll never get someone else in. Don't like patching up old lave ceilings where big chunks dropped out. I just think they're just too too rickety. You can generally tell. I've put most of the time, if you're putting down an old lave and plaster ceiling, which I try to avoid, I'll overboard anything if it's still hanging up there. But it's all a bit. It normally comes down quite easy. An electrician, I did a job for somebody once, and the electrician there insisted I took down the old lave and plaster ceiling, it was as solid as a rock. And the house was about 100 years old. So I was amazed at how tough it still was. And I had a right job getting it down, but he was one of those sparkies that likes to see where he's putting everything in. I didn't want to cut channels in it or anything like that. But there you go. The customer's happy to pay for the extra work that goes into it. There you go, fair enough. Customer's nearly always right. Wayne, evening mate. Nice to see you. Cheers all. If you've never been to the old Halton Trout or Hambledon Trout, if you're further up north, community boozer, this is where it is. It's my dog, my cat, my friends here. Any of you guys that don't know, we're all going to Edinburgh again in May 20th onwards. I've already booked my hostel. The other guys are a bit soft, so they're booking into hotels. And looking forward to a great time once again. Last year was our first one. We thought if it gets bigger, we'll call it a Plasterers convention, which then gives you more permission with the wife to actually go to it, as opposed to, me and the lads are going to have a meet up. We'll probably spend most of our time eating and in pubs. Not so, no, we didn't do that last time, obviously. We had a good old discussion about the ins and outs and the pros and cons of being a plasterer. Richard, I'm on a rendering job this week. Low level ground, a chapel. A bit different, I think. The weather is better tomorrow. Yeah, need the weather to be better, guys, for any kind of outside stuff. That's why. Well, I've said it a million times. That's why I'm not rendering jobs on the head. One, because I think I don't really have to do them, and I just have just to getting rained off or getting wet or it wrecking something. I can't be doing with it. If I can get enough indoor work, then you can keep the outside stuff. Well, for you guys. You crack on, and if you want to work weekends as well, you crack on and enjoy. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it, especially for those poor old customers that are desperate for us to do it on the weekend, because it's the only time they got free. Tony, evening mate. Nice to see ya. Cheers, boys and girls. My lovely wife has gone babysitting this evening at my daughter's, my eldest daughter's, not the one that just got married. And so I'm free to have a little chat in the pub. I'm going to have a bit of bubble and squeak with a fried egg a little bit later on. She had some lovely mashed potato and sprouts and cabbage left over from the old roast dinner that I expertly cooked the other day. And I'm going to fry up some of that. Oh, it smells blooming lovely. Bit of bubble and squeak. Plus, I hadn't had it for years, so I thought, I know what I'll do. I've got the ingredients, let's go for it. Ah, dear. Plus, also something to do with the fact that Mrs. brought home about 4 huge cabbages. I got 4 cabbages, she goes. I mean, that's nice, but, we're never going to eat 4 cabbages. I mean, they're like the size, bigger than my head. I'm not going to eat 4 cabbages before they start going funny. I like cabbage. I don't like it that much. Ah, dear. Still. Sorry, just doing what you do in a pub. Cheers. Measures are very reasonable in this pub. Very nice size. Cheers. Any potential customers that might be watching, I'm not really a drinker. Dear. I like the odd beer and the odd whiskey. Mostly, if I'm honest, if I'm drinking a beer or whiskey, it's normally if I'm doing this. Okay, I might have the odd beer. If I've got some in the house, I don't keep a stock. So if I remember to get some beer or get a few beers, I'll have a beer. And if I haven't, I just think, I wish I had a beer. But I can't be bothered to go out and get one because I don't want it that much. So and then I enjoy it more when I do have a beer. But I do not have a drink issue, thankfully. Apart from the fact sometimes I spill it. But other than that, I'm good. Other than that, I'm good. Ah. Jimmy's Building Services. Yeah, I'm knocking the rendering jobs on the head. Ball Lake, all the new stuff. I'll leave it to Joel. Well, exactly, mate. Joel absolutely loves it. Loves the stuff. Hang on, new stuff. I'll leave it to Joel. He has to be one of the best renderers in the UK. Yeah, well, yeah, along with Mark and the gang, right? With Colby and George and stuff. Yeah, ooh. But yeah, when it comes to spraying externals with the old render, Joel's your man for sure, for sure. But don't ask him to work the weekend now. Mark, you drank plenty in Edinburgh. Well, yeah, I did say that because I'm not really a drinker kind of a guy. I was a bit concerned that I might not be able to survive. Is that the right word? Or keep up with the with our little jaunts to the pub. But yeah, no, I found if you kind of drink it constantly, kind of at a certain pace, then yeah, it doesn't really have an effect on you, does it? Apart from in your wallet, of course. But even that, I've got to admit, at the end of the day, when I checked the old bank statements, I hadn't spent as much money as I thought I was going to. So on booze and food and stuff. So and saying the fact that the old hostel only cost me 90 quid, didn't it, last year? What was it this year? 170 I paid this year, but you know, it's still good. That did include having breakfast for the week as well, the 170, and well, like, you know, if you're in the hotel, guys, it's about 100 quid a night, isn't it? As far as I know. But at least that time of the year, there's nothing major going on. It's just after the bank holiday, and yeah, Edinburgh will only be as busy as it usually is, as opposed to like crazy busy like it gets on weekends and during the Fringe and everything else that happens down there. Oh, Jamie, hey, hello, mate. Like he remembers that. Dear. I tell you what, mate, I've only had the odd fruit flavoured cider since then. But when you think after you got me onto it down there, I've never drunk so much cider in my life. Especially not a fruity flavoured one. The old, is it the old raspberry and kiwi? Was it? I always forget. But yeah, with plenty of ice in it. It was lovely, wasn't it? And I've been guaranteed by the big man upstairs that the sun's going to come out again this May. So we're laughing. We'll definitely go back to the what's the name of that pub with the bunkers in where we did the live stream from? Definitely go back in there and hire one of those out, just because it's nice to sit in there with a good old gas. And I know Danny's booking in the hotel that's a lot nearer to the steakhouse. That him and oh, God, gone a bit blank there. Sorry. This age thing, it's terrible. Creeps up on you, boys. Creeps up on you. It's what you breathe that plaster dust in for too many years, and it's not good. It's not good. The Amber Rose, that's it, mate. The Amber Rose, yeah, lovely boozer, lovely boozer. Mm. Mm. Yeah, can't remember what I was saying there. Oh yeah, Danny, been near the steakhouse. I mean, I think it's about is it 10-minute walk from sort of where the booking office is up to those Premier Inns. I didn't realise there were so many of them there. Yeah, if I got it right, most of the guys there's about 3 or 4 different Premier Inn type places to stay, and all the guys were in different ones. So, rather than all being in the same kind of hotel, it's like, oh, this is my Premier Inn. Oh, my Premier Inn's over there. My one's down there. Oh dear, we need to get a bit more coordinated, guys. Oh dear. Jimmy's building services. What's your guess for Kirk's testing, Eric? I'm impatient. Well, no, he hasn't done the thing about the. I'm thinking the stuff about the suction. He's going to do that all in the same video, isn't he? I haven't missed anything, have I don't think. But yeah, I reckon on the suction part of the test, I reckon the PVA's probably done pretty well. Though Kirk did say he's still going to be using the old SBR because it is his favourite, and now he's got everybody else using it. He can't really not, can he? But yeah, on the hang on. I'm impatient, but I think Kirk knows that. I think he's struggling with his neck. Yeah, his neck, mate, didn't he? We pulled it. He's done something daft. He didn't swallow that Viagra. Got a stiff neck. Oh dear, yeah. Yeah, I've no idea how that pull test is going to go, mate. But yeah, I'm a fond lover of the PVA, as most people know. So we'll see where that comes in the rankings on holding the gear onto the bagging. But oh dear. I mean, cause a lot of the stuff he's doing to do that test is a lot of messing about. That I'm really thankful he's doing it. I couldn't be bothered. And I'm not quite sure he's going to rig up those. Because those scales he bought were no good, were they? Because the old spring, the spring doesn't lock, but it stops registering. And he said he's ordered some ordinary like household scales like Mother used to use. I'm not quite sure how he's going to attach that to his setup. But anyway, we'll find out soon enough. I'll keep checking because I'm hoping he's got it up there, but he hasn't got it up yet, has he? It is, but he is a busy boy. He is a busy boy. Okay, he's got about 7 horses to look after, and it's not buying the horses that costs the money. It's the livery, like stables, food. Must be costing him an absolute fortune. If you are still there, Kirky, it must be costing you an absolute bomb, mate. No wonder you're working all the hours God sends. But you are, let's face it, you're the main breadwinner. I mean, my missus will pop out to work, I'm pleased to say, which helps in this household. So I'm very appreciative of that. Yeah, but yeah, I've no idea what's going to come tops in that test. I look forward to seeing it. Jimmy. I think people have stopped asking me if I'm going to do any more plastering videos, because the longer I don't do any, the less I can be bothered. I don't mean that in an honourable way. It's just, well, you know, there's not a lot that I could. I know people like watch plastering videos, whatever, and I could video myself bonding and skimming something I've bonded and skimmed in the video before, and people still watch it. But if I'm trying to get a job knocked out, I think, you know, yeah, let's just get this job done and get home. Dear. Hence, I think I had quite a big chat. I think I had quite a few subscribers when I met a lot of the guys, and now they're at least double what I've got. But that is only because I don't post any videos. I mean, Kirky feels like, yeah, it's like watching someone on the telly. You see him so often, and you kind of think, oh yeah, yes, Kirk. And people like that in YouTube land. The more often you're there and they can see you and chat with you and watch your videos, it's nice. Well, I enjoy it. And it's much easier to watch someone else's stuff than do your own. But yeah, but I'm always here for any advice you want in the filming department. Anybody, that is. Software, all that kind of old malarkey darky. Hey, evening Stu, lovely to see you, mate. Lovely to see you. I was just about to say how excited I am to seeing the guys posting their adverts up, doing their spiel in front of their vans and stuff that you've kind of taught them to do, mate. And it's just great to see. It's absolutely great to see. I was hoping I have trouble trying to download stuff so I can replay it on here. You could probably help me out there, Stu, because I don't know what you use to take stuff down off of Facebook or off of, if I try and copy some kind of videos from Facebook, if it's in any kind of group, even if I use software that's meant to be able to do it, it sort of says, oh, this is part of a private group, but we can't download it or whatever it is. Because it would be nice to stick a few of their ads in the 4 different corners of this, so you can see the guys. And yeah, so if you can help me with that, mate, I'll do it for next time. It'd be nice to do that and yeah, see their adverts on here on After Plasterer, as well as on the Trout Talk. But yeah, it's all good stuff. Oh, another thing, mate, Stu, if you're still there, I was looking at that video you did, well, that first interview you did with me about the fitness and all that. It was quite good as it goes. I thought, oh yeah, that was one of the early ones, wasn't it? I'm probably a bit rubbish, and Stu hadn't done many interviews then, but it was blooming good, mate. It was good. I haven't that, mate. I'll send it you. Oh, please do, Stu. Yeah, that'd be great, mate. That'd be great. Because sometimes there's bits of video I want to try and grab so I can shove it on here on a night like tonight, and so rather than just like talk about it or mention it or have a picture, you know, it'd be nice to have the guys' ads kind of running so you can see them. Cheers. Oh. Ah, dear. Anyway, boys and girls, what are you all up to? Anything exciting? Anything exciting happening? Oh, hang on. Yes, Nesta. Yeah, I'll have a good look at that later, mate, and have a chat. Are you watching now on the live stream? My famous headphones, my little earbud things, aren't working properly, so I've got them. I've got the pub sounds coming out of my speaker, which is nice, so I can hear everything that's going on, apart from myself, thankfully. Sometimes I screen record stuff, but they are big files, take up a lot of space. What, screen record from your laptop, mate, or from a phone? Because I know a lot of guys do so much stuff on their phones and editing and stuff. Yeah, even with my glasses on, that trying to edit stuff on a phone. It's you can keep that nice big screen. You can shove stuff around with a nice big mouse. Lovely. That's the best way to edit. Yeah. Not that I've done much editing lately, of course. Sorry guys, just talk amongst yourselves. I tell you what, Nesta, anxiety, mate. Especially when I started out on taking on bigger jobs. Yeah, because let's be honest, some of the bigger jobs I started to take on back in the day. Yeah, I was a bundle of nerves, mate. Couldn't sleep. Especially because I used to do knock-throughs for people as well, where they wanted to turn 2 rooms into a through lounge, and I used to do all the RSJs and like prop up the ceilings and whatever. And I did a knock-through for a couple, Mike and I can't remember her name, But Mikey was a big guy, like big as in about 30 stone. And although I had acros and stuff in the when I was cutting this wall out to make the through lounge, he went wandering around upstairs, and I could hear so much creaking going on. My anxiety levels were through the roof, thinking that he could come through the floor any minute. I mean, he wouldn't have done, but when you're new to the game, you just kind of think, oh, how about, can the house cave in? Because I've taken the wall out, and the macros don't look like they could hold much, but they do take a hell of a ton of weight, thankfully. Dear. So Jimmy boarding out a shocking timber frame extension and skimming it this week. They put the windows in back to front. What, and they're staying in back to front? Or are they taking them out again and put them back again? I mean, it'd be easy for the burglars, wouldn't it, to open the windows from the outside. You'd have to go around the outside to lock them, wouldn't you? Oh dear. Jordan, how long did the pool towel last, mate? Use it much at all? Well, I'll tell you what, Jordan, every time I open the back of my van, I look at it. And that's about it. I mean, it did leave less trail marks, but it's rubbish for getting into corners. On account of the fact it hasn't got any corners, has it? So yeah, no, I used it on my video, and I haven't really used it. Oh dear, I only had half a bottle of beer. I used it on my, I don't know what strength it is. I used it for the video about pool trails, and yeah, to be fair and brutally honest, that's the only time I've used it. Oh dear. Imad, nice to see you, mate. Good evening. Oh dear. But yeah, no, I can recommend a pool trail for sure. Stu, thinking about advertising for that sort of work on the Isle of Wight as #1 down here. Does it? So if I get much from it, I'll have to sort you a bit out for the idea. What's that doing, Jimmy? What sort of work? What caulks the caulksole? Or the stuff Stu does? Like the external or an internal. Whatever it's called. Yeah. Jordan Morris. Well, you don't know until you try. This is true, mate. This is true. But yeah, and it's quite narrow, the old pool trail as well, which is better for your wrist. I have noticed when I'm using this huge flipping it was a Marshalltown one, isn't it? I think, yeah, I can't remember how big it is. 18 inch, I think it is, and it's 5 inches. And that is the only and first time since I've used that I can feel a little bit of strain in the old wrist, even for skimming. But yeah, so narrower, smaller trails definitely better if you've got any kind of joint issues. And up until recent times, I haven't really had any major problems with aches and pains, apart from this week when I've had a cold and just ache all over the shop, don't you? What is that, Stu? I missed what there's a big demand for on the Isle of Wight. Oh, and that power, that pool trail video up there, that's only playing again because it's stuck on this particular part of the pub, and I can put other videos over the top of it. But once again, I've been rushing around a bit today, and getting this the pub sorted out and opened up takes a little while. I have to quickly do a bit of bubble and squeak for my father-in-law who lives next door before I cracked on with this. Jimmy, Eric, you can't make it up. They have sorted them out. Yeah, they have sorted them out now, but I wore my cowboy hat when I dropped the... Oh, what job was that then, mate? Hang on. Hang on, I'm just going to bring up the writing on the screen when it disappears. I can look at it somewhere else, and then I can... Right, hang on. Right. Eric, you can't make it up. They've sorted them out now, but I love my cowboy hat when I dropped the gear off on Friday and shouted, "Yeehaw!" Ah, Jimmy. Internal wall installation. Now, I thought that's what he was talking about, because yeah. Jordan, I noticed you use ox trowels. I got a nasty nick in my Marshalltown trowel. Do bought an ox and for putting on with. I noticed you use. Sorry, Jordan, it's not you, mate. It's me. I think. I noticed you use ox trowels. I got a nasty nick in my Marshalltown trowel. Do bought an ox. So you bought an ox. You're putting it on with that. Yeah, but an ox, but a solid ox trowel, not as opposed to. It's not a flexi, is it? I would, yeah. I've never laid anything on with a flexi trowel. And talking about pull trowels and not using them, my flexi trowel has not been out of the bucket for a while. I've got to say as well. I was using it quite a lot early on, and but then I also realised it can give you issues and make something look good when it's wet and not so good once it's dried. And I think since then, I mean, it's great for doing the edges of patching when you're patching up, which I rarely do. If I'm doing a big patch on the wall, I'll generally talk the customer into skimming the whole wall from one internal to the next, rather than like do a big patch and have to feather it in. But feathering it in with when you're kind of finishing off around the edges of the patch, blending in, let's say, they're great for that. But I hardly ever, what Stu said, Jimmy, yeah, yeah, no, I hardly ever use use my flexi anymore. For me, so I'm laying on with my Marshalltown. I'm rolling off with my plastic float, plastic speed skim, and then yeah, when I'm doing my water, I'm going over me. I'm going over with my metal blade speed skim, and then I'm just finishing off around the edges and across with my old bit of cross troweling with me Marshalltown, and that's it. The flexi stays in the bucket, and yeah, so the flexi and the pull trowel have been made a little bit redundant. I think that's just me going a little bit back into my roots, maybe, because you know that you're not going to have an issue with a good solid trowel. Yeah, not too solid, mind. Oh, on the back to front. Oh, hang on. On the back to front. Jimmy's Building Services. On the back to front window job. Right. Jordan, sorry mate. Yeah, got an ox steel. Right, ox steel. They have a nice shape and don't leave much line from the box. Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. Nice one, Jordan. Dear. Oh. Hey boys and girls, in a fortnight's time, I'm guessing that Ask the Plasterer will be back on a Monday night as opposed to a Tuesday. I need to just be careful not to clash with any of the other guys that are doing their stuff. It's Joel normally on a Wednesday night. Sometimes Stu does do some Trout Talk stuff on a Tuesday evening, I think. Most of Kirk's stuff is on Sunday night, or from about 11:30 to midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I couldn't hack that. Mark, carbon all the way though. I haven't used my Flexi for months. Yeah, no, you're right, Mark. You're right. I say I haven't had a carbon trowel since the olden days, which is well. I assumed it was all we could get. When I started plastering, you just got a carbon trowel out Marshalltown, and you had to, if you wanted to keep it nice, you had to keep it in an oily rag. But typically, I don't think I ever did. I just used to scrape the rust off it, and just found that helped it wear in a bit quicker, because the rust is quite easy to. Nice, let it get a bit rusty. Rub the rust off. Starts to wear it in beautiful. And stainless steel. Someone say stainless steel is softer. I'm pretty sure it's harder because it takes a hell of a lot longer to wear down, or for me anyway, to wear it. Mind you, just using it mostly on bonding and finish, it's not going to wear in that quick, is it? Unless I'm doing internal rendering. Well, I did a decorator friend of mine. He was putting a little bit off the wall on a job a little while back. It must be a month ago, and. It went back to brick, and he said, "Oh, can you do this?" I said, "Are you sure that's all it is?" And he said, "Yep, that's just that patch there." And anyway, just before I was meant to begin doing it, it increased about 6 times the size back to the bricks, and it was thick as well. And I only used bonding in it. It wasn't sand and cement. And even more like recently, I've heard he still couldn't finish decorating in this hallway because that particular wall was still had some wet patches where it hadn't quite dried out yet. Chat up. I'll take a little mate to bed. Have a good evening, gents. Yeah, nice one, Stu. God bless, mate. Nice to see you, and I shall see you on the Trout Talk next, mate. Thanks for coming along. What's that? 8:05. That's not bad, is it? Another week is nearly slowly coming to an end. It's only Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, one thing you must remember is Christmas is coming, and don't forget Christmas. Like when it comes to buying something for the missus, don't forget the petrol stations. They're not all open past midnight on Christmas Eve, so just a pre-reminder that you've got to get to the petrol station early Christmas Eve if you want to get the best of the flowers or whatever else, whatever other sultry gifts you can get for the wife just before Christmas Day. To thank her for all the love, support, and everything else she does for you. So, yeah, what I would like guys to do is put out there that the community boozer, or what have I called it tonight? Welcome to the community inn. Just be a nice place to just have a sit, have a chat, and yeah, talk about plastering mostly, but anything else you fancy, because I run out of plastering related stuff to talk about. Ah, dear. Oh, look at that spark here. Ooh. Has old Storm Debbie passed us by now? Is all that rain finished? Mikey, you just got in, mate. Does the phone number still work? Well, you're gonna ring, mate. I've got my phone here. It's not plugged into the speaker at the minute because I've been using the speaker to listen to the sound because my little earphones aren't doing what they're meant to. But if you're gonna ring us, mate, let me know and I will plug you into the speaker so everyone can hear. Tell us about that lovely job you were on. They didn't make a lot of. It just looked like there was a lot of wood, apparently some foam there, and yeah, on the old Discord today. I had a bit of a glance at what you put on there, mate, but I was distracted a lot, so I couldn't kind of read exactly what you were putting on there about those pictures. Pardon me. Oh dear, oh dear. But yes, mate, that number at the top of the screen there, that should work if you want to ring it. Go on, Mikey, talk to me. Talk to me. You're the guy that's going to help me get through the McDonald's checkout in Edinburgh in May, and see I'll get home safe to me hostel. Because although I'm getting better at learning where everything is in Edinburgh, because it's not that big, I'm still I still don't know the quickest routes. I'll probably end up going the long way around to get to most places. Oh dear. Well, I got in big trouble when I went to the Fringe because when my daughter and her husband now, they just got married recently, we went there to the Fringe and he said, I'm going to go to Arthur's Seat, and for some reason I was confusing that with those other monument places that we went to when we were there. And the missus, oh yes, just round here, and we ended up going up the side of a green mountain. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, it sounded like the same place. And until the missus wanted to turn back that because it was a bit much. And yeah, she wasn't very happy with me. But hey ho. Hey Johnny, where you been, mate? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Even Eric, hope all's well. Yes, it is, mate. Congratulations to Blaine and wife and his new addition to the family. Yeah, he's a little boy, isn't he? Little brother from India. I can't remember what the baby's called. I know his little girl's called India, but I can't remember what the boy's name is. I think he said it. I think they'd chosen one. But yeah, I've not popped on his channel lately, mate. Has he clocked that 100,000 yet? If he hasn't, he must be so close to it. Richard, doing some bathroom walls Thursday, but most of the walls is the old sand and cement. I know I'm gonna have to PVA that well. Yeah, probably, mate. But what are you talking about, Richard? You talking about PVA in the bricks, or are you talking about PVA in the sand and cement before you put a skim on it? Old Jamie O'Sullivan, he'd been doing the old DIY SOS, the big build again, and that's, I don't know when that one particular one's going to be coming on, but he sent in quite a few pictures to me Discord forum, and I've been with quite a few of the cast from EastEnders. For anyone that watches that, I only watch it because if I'm sitting there trying to eat my dinner and the missus wants to watch it, which is all the time. So yeah, unless I stick me noise cancelling headphones on and read me book. God, I've read a whole book. I'm way up here downstairs, called Cues, as it's CUES, about body language and stuff. Fascinating. To the point that's the first whole book because I finished it. And my wife was impressed because I haven't read and finished a book in absolute years because I quite like listening to stuff instead. But when it's a book that's teaching you stuff, it's nice to be able to leaf through it and go back to certain points you want to look at, rather than trying to rewind a podcast or something like that to find the bit that you want to go over again. But great book, Cues, by Vanessa Van Edwards. Look it up. It's good. It's good. I saw her on a few YouTube vids I was watching, a few podcasts, and I thought, oh, that book looks interesting. She was talking about body language and stuff, and so I got that, and I've read the whole blooming thing. Can't remember half of it, which is probably why I stopped reading books. But you can go back over them, can't you? Right, well, I won't plug me phone in, as it don't look like Mikey's going to be ringing. I'll have to bond it. Oh, hang on, Richard. I'll have to bond it first, but yeah, PVA, the old sand and cement. As it's always high suction. Yeah, yeah. No, it can be quite high suction, mate, for pulling in or stuff like that. But yeah, but plenty of PVA, mate. Nice and strong. Don't know this watering it down, malarkey. I only water down PVA to make it a bit more roll-onable with me roller or with me brush. But yeah, me roller with me brush. So, but other than that, yeah, none of this watering it down 4-to-1 or 5-to-1. Oh, what's that all about? Might as well just spread a bit of water on the wall. I'm going to have to change that old football match at some point, aren't I? Or do I? Well, no, it's football. It's football when it's in the pub on the telly. So, I can smell it. It won't be long now before I start preparing myself for my old bubble and squeak. Get my pan nice and hot, and cook myself something nice. And the missus is stopping over at my daughter's for babysitting. I'm shooting over there tomorrow after I've been to Costco's because I'm not working, and sorting all that kind of stuff out. Family things. But they're more important to me than anything else. So, Richard, you bought yourself a sponge float, yeah, Eric. I remember you said you was going to try it. I did say that, mate, and I absolutely meant it. I just haven't got around to doing it. Which, considering you can just order something on the from Amazon and get it the next day, it's just a slackness on my part. I'm going to get myself a sponge float just so I might have a little mess about with it. Next time I'll do a little bit of finish, but basically just for if I do get any issues or a little bit of extra high suction that catches me off guard, I'll have it there to whip out rather than thinking, oh, this would be good to have a sponge float, but I haven't bought one yet. So yeah, I will be rich. Buy myself a sponge float and just keeping it in the van, so it's handy should I need it. But I won't be introducing it to my day-to-day. Oh, excuse me, day-to-day spreading. Spreading things. Very fizzy, that beer. I can't blame it on my dinner because I haven't had it yet. But yes, mate, I'm going to try it. Mark, wham to the junk song there. Oh, it was on that. It was on in the last pub, wasn't it? I don't know if did I have it in this pub for a little while. I kept getting copyright claims on it. The drink one, isn't it? Drink. I can't remember how it goes. It's been that long since I've heard it. What I might do, Mark, just for old time's sake, mate, because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect my channel. But if I if I wanted to make 50 pence over the next couple of months from a video that's got that in it and it's got a copyright issue on it, I won't be able to claim that 50 pence. And the people that own the copyright on the music, apparently they can claim that 50 pence. So they are more than welcome to it. So next time, mate, yeah, we'll have the old soundtrack on. It does get a bit rowdy, doesn't it? A little bit swearing at some point as well, I think. Which I didn't really notice because I never used to have the sound on in my ears. But yeah, we'll have the old drink song on and let them copyright me. I don't care. It doesn't affect my channel, so that's good. So that's good. Plus, yeah, a bit of nostalgia, mate. A bit of nostalgia. One evening, I might even just go back to the pub where Mine was just sitting in front of the fire. With a few bar stools behind me. That's if I had all these people crowding up the bar. Mike, plastering over Artex ceiling on walls. Oh, on walls at the moment. Someone sent me those pictures of that plasterboarding today. It's the roof of them. Oh, so you hadn't seen it in the flesh, mate? They've sent you the pictures, and that's what you were sharing earlier today. Yeah, right. Okay, gotcha. Oh, hang on. Oh, hello, Steve. I don't know if you're still there. I didn't see you earlier, then, mate. That's Steve Clements. That's my nephew. One of my nephews lives in America. He's been here for blooming donkey's years. You need to come and visit us here, mate. He's just had a baby. Well, he didn't have it. His lovely wife had it, and so he's got a perfect excuse to not come and visit in England for a few years more. But when you can, Steve, if you're still there, get your family on a plane, mate, and come and visit. Come and visit. Who wants to live in Texas? Is it Texas anyway? Just because you've got a nice big detached timber frame house and there's just more room in America, mate. There's more room. Everything's so tightly packed in here in the UK, isn't it? And so from that respect, once you've got used to the hurricanes and tornadoes, I suppose it's quite nice to live in America. Well, apart from when Trump gets back in. Well, let's not go there. That's from that was right from earlier, wasn't it? Oh, actually, it was that long ago that that Steve was on here. I missed it. He probably gone now, sod it and gone. Have you used a sponge float much at all? I think it makes life so much easier, and on the joints too. No, Jordan, I was taught how to use a sponge float. Basically, when I was learning to be a plasterer, and quite literally since then, I've never used one as part of my internal plastering. Only time I ever used a sponge float is on is gently finishing off a sand and cement render as the finish on the outside of something. But no, I mean, it can, like you say, it can make a wall a nice even colour if you hit it at the right time. And if you've got a few issues with a bit of it when it's drying out a little bit too quick, then the sponge float can save you in that department. But if you haven't done it as part of your flow, as they call other things, your flow, you know, how you system you use, it's just an extra thing to add on to, rather than laying on leaving it, troweling it, wet trowel, polish. You get to that point where you do the wet bit, and when you get to the wet bit, then you start sponging, and then you sponge it, and then you've got to go back and trowel, and then blah blah blah. So yeah, no, it can come up absolutely great. It just takes a little bit longer to add that into your into your system of how you spread on the wall. I think for me it went back to when I was first plastering. It was site work for building companies or for builders when it was smaller builders or big building companies, and it was a case of you needed to get the plastering done and it needed to be passable. That either the main contractor that was employing you or the builder that was employing you was happy with it. So when it was painted, it looked great. Because when I was at college, basically I was taught like literally a free coat method of skimming, and when I got out on site, they went, "Whoa, just don't know, mate. Just 2 coats on there, get it flat, get it smooth, and that's good. As long as it passes, that's good. Don't start messing about with putting a 3rd coat or a 2nd coat on with a wooden float because it's more rigid and it might make it flatter." And all the things that are quite textbook, or they were back in the day anyway. But you'd be too slow and you couldn't keep a job on site at the time anyway. And there used to be a load of site work back in the day, but it all turned in the mid 80s. It turned over, everything went to dry lining, and a massive amount of plastering work just disappeared, which was gutting at the time. You could go anything that was being built in town. You could just go to the site, go, "When the spread started, mate?" They'd tell you, and you could literally start as soon as the spread started, or if they'd started, they'd literally take you on the next day. And you could be there for weeks, months, often on a day rate as well, not necessarily on a price back then, which was fantastic. But now that's all changed, and it went over to. For some reason, they reckoned that balding, dry lining was quicker, because they have to wait for it to dry out. But flipping out, you see how long they have to leave that stuff on those joints before they can sand it. Anywho. Mark, do you think finished set faster years ago? Sponge is a lot easier on the joints and sets the gear a little bit faster. I don't know now, mate. I remember because I used to use quite a lot of bald finish if I wasn't using Carlite before the multi came out, and bald finish I realised did go off quicker. It wasn't quite so forgiving in the if you needed to bring it back a little bit, you could do that with multi. Oh, we could do it with Carlite, I think. But it's been that long since I've just had Carlite to use, mate. So as you know, I envy you using the Carlite over there. But yeah, no, the old ball finish, that started to go off. Oh dear, I remember early days doing a few jobs where the amount of water I had to chuck on a wall, that's before anybody was using spray bottles, it was just a massive water brush. Which on a building site doesn't really matter, because half the time the floor wasn't finished, it was just like rough concrete. It didn't matter how much water hit the deck, and you could chuck plenty of it on. But on a domestic, on my early domestic jobs, using ball finish, and it got ahead of me. Ooh. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. But and then multi, I don't kind of remember multi coming out, but just remember using it. And I've used multi finish now for so long, and because you can't really get Carlite in London anymore, or in England, London. It's yeah, it's just multi. Most places just stock multi finish and ball finish. And I say, because I've got that little bit more extra time with the multi, I don't tend to buy ball finish anymore. Apart from when there was some terrible shortages before Corona and during the Corona thing, where sometimes that's all they had, or worse still, the make good plaster, bonding, their type of bonding and skimming. And for the amount of that I did buy, because I thought it was better than nothing, it turned out it wasn't better than nothing, and sat in my garage until it went rock hard, and then I ended up skipping it in the end. So yeah, false economy and all that. Uh, Jordan, you used to use a wooden float to lay on with, or to float up, finish. No, to lay on with, mate. It was you laid the first one on with a steel trowel, your Mastertown. You let that pick up a little bit, then you go over that, not necessarily with a completely fresh mix, but you would do a second coat over the top of that with a cross grain wooden float, because there was they were about that thick, and because there was no movement at all in a wooden float, especially the bigger ones. The idea is because they didn't move at all, that if you laid on a whole coat with a wooden float, it would be flatter. Then you'd have to let that pick up quite a bit, and then you put a third coat on with the Mastertown again. Or I say I put a third coat on, it was probably more of a thin slurry type coat to but to start to finish it off, or to flatten it right out. Whether it worked or not, especially nowadays with lemon speed skims and things, messing about with a wooden float like that. And as I said, when I first went on site, and that's the way I was taught to put on 3 coats, and they just went to me, "Whoa, no, mate, no, you won't be putting on 3 coats. 2 coats, just get it on, get it flat, and you'll keep your job." So that's what I did. Eventually, got sacked a few times just being rubbish. But early days, I mean, no one's ever like come out of a college type course and then gone straight onto the site and just been wonderful. Yeah, you have to learn. You have to learn the hard way, really. It's about site work, especially. It's about productivity. It's all about the blimmin' wonga where the big contractors are concerned. So. Oh yeah, give me domestics any day. I've been doing domestics for so long. Just anything else is crazy. Jimmy, off to bed, Jimmy. Night, mate. Cheers, mate. I know I need a few more videos, mate. But mate. At least when I do one, it's a pleasant surprise for everybody. Hey, Eric's on a video. That's probably why I get quite well viewed when I do one. Subscriber count takes a little jump. I can imagine if I put them on all the time. But yeah. Yeah. Cheers, Jimmy. Nice to see you, mate. Thanks for coming along. How are we doing for time? Hey, it's 8:30. I think, as much as I'm kind of enjoying myself, I think I'm going to have to. Oh, hang on. Sorry, Mark. Before I go, we used to do four settings a day. But we would use the cement just to get 2 now. Maybe I'm just slowing down. I don't do more than 2 sets in a day, mate, on my domestics. Now I basically work my rooms out on what I can do in 2 sets. I mean, if I got a whole room to do, like an average size bedroom, lounge, whatever, and I'm not doing the ceiling, I'm just doing the walls. So I can whack on 2 that side, whack on the other 2. That's a day's work. Job's done. 2 sets. If they want the ceiling done as well, then I'll stick another day on to my job, charge accordingly, and not kill myself. I don't want to have to, I don't want to be rushed around like a blue-ass fly to get on the ceiling and 4 walls in a day. For whatever you're charging, I like to, start at 8 and get home at a reasonable time. Saying that, I've left jobs at 9 in the evening before. By the time I've packed up, especially if you are doing it all in one hit and you're taking all your tools and stuff back home that same night, because you've got to tidy up, pack everything away, or if you're a labourer, it probably takes 10 times longer. Back to your van, and then by the time you've driven home, depending how far you are from home, that's a long old tough day, and I'd rather spread it over 2. And I think that's another reason why I don't have too many joint issues, apart from the keep me fit more back in the day. Jordan, no way. I would love to see a video of that. I guess it's laying on and flattened at the same time. Is the float so stiff? Yeah, I mean, it's been that many years since I've done it, mate. I did say I would make a video of me doing it, and I tried to get a cross-grain float, but they're like some kind of cross-grain plastic floats now. trying to get a cross-grain wooden float is really difficult. Because it basically means in that square of the wooden float, the grain is going that way. It's not going the length. It's not going, the grain's not going that way. It's going across. What difference that makes, I've absolutely no idea. But like anything else, like for most spreads, whatever way you learn or you're taught, and it works well, you just stick with it. There's so many ways to skin a cat at the end of the day. Oh dear. Do I miss putting, Mike, do I miss putting ceilings up using clout nails? I don't miss it, mate, no. But I do remember doing it. I knew one guy who could using clout nails as well. He put up 8x4s on his own, and we're not talking about using props. And he was quite a chunky bloke, but he wasn't a huge like beast of a man. And he would, they would send him ahead on jobs. Working for a small builder, I think, at the time. And he would go in there and he would whack up. I mean, I think they probably took the mick out what they paid him because he was labourer, basically. But he would go in there because a lot of labourers, just for any labourers that might be listening, a lot of tacking back then as well, when it was done with clout nails, was done by the labourer. It was kind of, you'd send a labourer in there, so that's filling these boarding, get it tacked. But this guy would literally hold up an 8x4, so and because we're not talking a screwdriver, we're talking about having to get a nail and a hammer. A decent clout nail had quite a big head on it, so quite easy to hit and get in. But yeah, oh wow. But I don't miss clout nails. Give me a screwdriver any day, any day. And yeah, I mean you do get the hang of hammering nails that way eventually, as they do a good job. But when you first start, so, yeah, there were no when I was learning how to plaster, there was no, like, you weren't screwing plasterballs up. It was clout nails, different sizes, different size heads, but it was galvanised clout nails. And I go to odd jobs now where they're the nails are going. They've got these little brown dots all across the ceiling. And it's an old, a proper old, like, lime plaster ceiling. And it's the old, where they've used, like, nails that rust, or screws that rust. And the rust was actually coming through through the paintwork. Oh dear. But, yeah, it had to be galvanised. Oh. Right. Right, boys and girls. Thanks for tonight. It's lovely to see you all. I'm going to head off. Going to go and cook me Babble and Squeak. Yeah. Should be Monday in a fortnight's time. But obviously I'll let you know on the Monday whether it's going to be the Tuesday instead. Cheers, Mark, mate. Nice to see you. Don't work too hard tomorrow, mate. And I'm hoping the sun comes out and it's a lovely day. I haven't checked the weather forecast. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm an eternal optimist, me, mate. I'm an eternal optimist. Right, night all. Cheers, Jordan. Cheers, Mike. Cheers, everybody else that's coming on this evening. And I will see you somewhere on one of this, on some social or another. Might be Trout Talk. Easy Day Patching. Oh, sounds good, mate. Sounds good. And yeah, and I'll see you on the old Discord, on the old Master Plasterer. See you back here in a fortnight, and yeah, as I say, on Trout Talk and anywhere else that's socially acceptable for plasterers to get together. Ah dear. Right, come on, now. Find the off button. You should know by now. Here we go. Right, this should work. See you soon. Stop.